weather conditions are terrible out here. I am so cold. At least the wind has subsided, so it's not completely crazy as it was earlier. I'm here at Target, where the cold and wind did not keep these deal seekers away. There was about 150 to 200 people wrapped around the front of Target. And I'll have what to expect on your commute home this afternoon. If you're planning on receiving packages this holiday season, try to be home to receive them. A little bit of a slowdown on Yellowstone. Stay tuned for the details on News 13 tonight. As you can see, the wind picked back up again, and wind and snow is expected to continue, which means that visibility is going to be very low. Remember to take all the lids off your plastic containers, as the lids will contaminate the whole load. Barbarella, if shoppers need to get those last-minute gifts, they better hurry, as most stores are closing within the hour.
110. So it's your $100.
A woman dominating the game in a male-dominated field is what the current international champion auctioneer is doing.
When I first started auctioneering, the statistics were that women made up less than 5% of the auction industry, and women under the age of 30 made up less than like 3% of the auction industry.
Kroll has been thankful to receive offers she never dreamed could be possible.
I never could have imagined the opportunities that I have had in the auction industry. Storage Wars is one of them. I was also on American Idol. I also was on another reality show 5 or 6 years ago that was all auction-based.
She has been in this industry her entire life, as her father is also an auctioneer. He sent her to an auctioneer school one summer, and it has paid off.
The IAC, which is the International Auctioneer Championship, is something that I competed in for 10 years. So it wasn't just a quick, easy in and out. I had to be there every single year, pay my dues, practice, work to get better every year. And fortunately, this year I was picked to be the winner.
Not only is it a father-daughter duo for Kroll, but the company includes her mother, cousin, and brother. Her father has watched her grow in this industry and could not be more happy for her.
She's won 3 state championships, and now the IAC, which is like the Masters of Golf, Super Bowl. It's the ultimate win, so we're very proud of her accomplishments.
Kroll sees the industry heading more online, which is different, but she is excited for what's to come. Ariana Martinez, News 13, Casper. Laser hair removal is still a semi-new procedure, leaving people wondering if it really works, how it works, and if it's a safe option.
The laser travels down the hair follicle down to the bed of the follicle, and it actually destroys the blood supply. So the hair follicle can't survive without blood, and the hair is discharged.
I spoke with a patient who has received a few treatments already, who says you can hardly feel it, and in some tender spots it just feels like a rubber band snap, so very tolerable.
So I've had underarm twice now, so between 4 to 6 weeks apart, and I hardly have to shave at all anymore, only after 2 treatments.
Patients with blonde or white hair do not receive good results, as the laser is attracted to melanin. The laser is not meant for areas of the body with tattoos or women who are pregnant or breastfeeding.
We have one wavelength for lighter skin, darker hair, and then another wavelength for darker skin, darker hair.
One major thing to look out for when getting this procedure done is what kind of protection they give you for your eyes, as the light can burn your retinas.
For lasers, we need to have goggles to protect our eyes. So we have special frequency goggles depending on what we're doing, what frequency of light we're trying to block. We wear different glasses for everybody in the room to protect everybody's eyes.
Home-style lasers like these are becoming more and more popular, but doctors always recommend getting it done professionally, as these lasers might take longer to show results. Ariana Martinez, News 13, Casper. Christmas was saved by the Casper Police Department this afternoon, as they found the Grinch, who was plotting to steal items and ruin Christmas. He was caught carrying a bag full of Christmas trees and toys. The Grinch was spotted at David Street Station by children who helped take down the evil Grinch. The Grinch was arrested, fingerprinted, and locked up.
We received information earlier in the week from the Who's in Whoville that the Grinch had been running around Casper with the Starbelly Sneetches. As everyone knows, is a pretty rough crowd. So we got a call from an informant this morning, Mr. Samuel I Am, and he let us know the exact time and place that the Grinch was going to strike.
With help from the Casper Police Department, Santa will be able to come to Casper.
Ready, aim, fire, forward, arm, left, face, present, arm.
Hundreds gathered nationwide to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice to our country by placing wreaths on their grave. Wreaths Across America is a nationwide organization who feels that honoring those who fought for our freedom during the holidays is necessary.
The wreaths came from Maine. There was actually a chance that they weren't going to get here, and they were asking, should we delay the service? But I'll tell you, they made it happen. The truckers brought them, drove straight through from Maine to Wyoming.
People stood outside listening to the ceremony. Even volunteers who don't have family members buried there took the time to pay respects.
This kind of ceremony is going on in communities all across the nation, and it's very important and special, and it's just so moving to see all the people who show up every year here in Casper and all across the state.
And talked about an incredible Wyoming spirit, and you saw that here today with the hundreds and hundreds of people who turned out, braving the wind, to be there to lay a wreath respectfully the grave of every veteran who has passed on.
A lot of work went into this event to make sure all 400,000 graves had wreaths. The Natrona County Republican Women and Kelly Walsh High School were two groups who dedicated a lot of time.
For this year, we raised about $60,000, so for every grave to have a wreath. And so we do it where we go out into the communities. We went downtown and we put out flyers, and we, talk to business owners and see if they can donate.
Ariana Martinez, News 13, Evansville. According to StopBullying.gov, only about 20 to 30% of kids tell their parents they have been bullied. I spoke with Caitlin Yonkers, a 7th grade student at CY Middle School, about her recent experience being bullied and physically assaulted while riding the bus home from school. Caitlin stated that kids were throwing trash at her on the bus. When she went to confront them to be left alone, they attacked.
One girl, again, punched me in the head, and I stumbled back, and they pinned me against the fence backwards. They were punching me in the head, in the back, in the ears.
This attack put Caitlin in the emergency room. Caitlin's mother, Amber, is worried about her daughter's safety back on the bus with the same girls who allegedly assaulted her.
This was the only bus available in our area for middle schools, and that it would be inconvenient for the girls and parents to have to use other resources.
Caitlin and her mother want to see an end to this nightmare. They hope that coming forward raises awareness on bullying and how it should be handled. Ariana Martinez, News 13, Casper. October 2nd, Caitlin Yonkers said she was bullied on the bus and then assaulted off the bus by girls from another school. She has yet to return to school after being injured during the assault. The Natrona County school officials investigated this incident and split it into two separate issues.
There's two parts, is how I would describe it. We had absolute incident on the bus that has been substantiated by investigators, the administrators in the district, as bullying.
The second incident occurred as the girls got off the bus.
I got off the bus and I waited for them to confront them, to tell them to stop and to leave me alone. Then they began taunting me, saying, "You're not going to do anything about it. You can't do anything about it."
Because Caitlin confronted them, the people who viewed the recording of the incident decided to punish all students involved.
We also found that to be substantiated, that it was a mutual fight between parties, and so both parties are consequenced as aligned with policy and regulation.
The associate superintendent won't release a copy of the video to either Caitlin's mother or News 13.
At this time, I don't have legal ruling to release the video, as we've described, for the purposes of protecting and keeping in confidence those other students that were just on the bus at the time when it occurred.
Amber, Caitlin's mother, wants to be able to show what happened and let the public have a better understanding of the incident. Ariana Martinez, News 13, Casper. Caitlin suffered a concussion and fractured toe, along with scratching and bruising. She had to miss school for a month as she heals.
She's vomiting after meals. She gets dizzy. She is very fatigued. They want her to be out another month from school.
Amber was able to watch the footage from the bus, but was not granted a copy. She counted all the incidents that happened to Caitlin on the bus that were deemed as bullying by those who viewed the tape.
11 times they threw trash at her. 8 times she was punched in the side. 1 time her hair was pulled. 1 time another girl came around and physically kicked her. 2 times they are jamming the seats to make her jolt forward, and then they also hit her on the way out.
Caitlin was given a 3-day suspension for what school officials call the second part, which starts after Caitlin got off the bus.
They told me that because Caitlin chose to tell them to leave her alone, that made her the aggressor and the fight was her fault. Not the girls that started swinging on her. It was Caitlin's fault by their standards.
Due to the fight being labeled as mutual, Amber was not able to press charges, leaving all bills solely up to her.
I want this tape to be released. I want people to see what actually happened.
Ariana Martinez, News 13, Casper.